And welcome back, everybody. This is episode number 9 of the 101 Things Under the Sun podcast. I can't believe it's already 9 episodes in. I am your host. Yeah. I am your host, BrownieBits, and with me, as always, as you already heard, is the old man Hoodrich. How are you, my friend?
Oh, not too bad. This week, I actually didn't just sit on my couch and wait for this podcast. I got out and did shit.
That's good. I'm glad.
Mostly I went to the grocery store, but hey, little steps, guys, little steps.
At least you got some food. So, There's that. I got some nutty bars, so I'm happy with that.
You in a fucking nutty bar.
I had such a hard time opening the box before this recording started. Oh, it was terrible.
I guess that nutty bars lead into what we're going to talk about today perfectly. If you want to get that deep into it.
If you really want to.
But anyhow, guys, this week we've got a great set of topics,
I guess you could say.
Whatever. A great set of talking points. Better word. For y'all. And to introduce it, the best story ever about how we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about. So last week, whenever. Super Troopers 2.
You good?
Yeah. We need to do that as a segment, you know. How much wood would a woodchuck? That kind of thing. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a segment for a different day, people. Because that's me on a daily basis. I can't fucking talk.
Me neither. It's fine.
But anyway.
Super Troopers 2.
Dropped the trailer.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god, is it amazing.
Oh, it's so great. Oh, I'm so excited for it. I love Super Troopers 1. Can't wait.
How can you not? I need some Super Troopers right meow.
Right meow.
Yeah. But anyhow, that dropped and it got me thinking. I already had a topic for last week. I think, it was last week. But anyhow, the weeks have sort of melded together for me. But I was like, you know what we could talk about? We could talk about cults.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely throw it in there that these Broken Lizard guys, that's a huge cult following.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to drop some knowledge bombs on the people right now. The Broken Lizard comedy guys, fucking amazing.
Yes.
Right here. Super Troopers was not their first movie.
No.
They had the Broken Lizard Club Dread. Fucking phenomenal movie where Favre's character was in it, and he stole the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Whoever that guy.
That guy is just great in general.
Oh, he's fucking hilarious.
Fantastic.
So they had that. It's like your average take on a fucking spoof horror movie. Broken Lizard's Club Dread. Then they also had the Broken Lizard Slam & Salmon.
The Slam & Salmon, yep. That was great.
That?
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Fucking awesome movie.
So good movie.
And like, I bring these up to people, and I'm just like, nobody knows what I'm talking about. I'm glad you do.
Slam & Salmon, I love that movie, but I would not say it's on the same level as their most popular ones. You know, like I think Super Troopers and Beer Fest are probably their 2 best ones.
Oh, without a doubt. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
Slam & Salmon. I would say it's one of their lower end ones, but
I mean,
I don't want to take anything away from it because it's fantastic.
But they've made like 4 movies.
Yeah.
And Super Troopers 2 being the 5th, because they had Slam & Salmon, Beer Fest, Club Dread, Super Troopers, and then Super Troopers 2. To the best of my knowledge, that's all they got.
To my knowledge, from each one of those guys wrote 1 movie.
Yeah, and there's like 5 of them, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how Super Troopers 2 ties into all that, but from my understanding, out of the ones that were made previously,
yeah, but there are like 4 or 5.
They all had their handwriting in them. So.
Yeah, because you got like, if we're gonna break down Super Troopers, we got Farva. He wrote a movie. The short guy with a mustache. He wrote a movie. I believe that one was Slam & Salmon for him. The I'm I'm faltering on my knowledge here, guys, but we're not going to eclipse into that.
Yeah. We could save that for one full episode too.
Yeah. So we'll get back to this whole cult thing. But anyhow, that's how we're going to be talking about cults, and we'll be dropping some good old knowledge bombs on you folks about quite a variety. Yeah, that's creepy, man.
Knowledge bombs.
That's pretty creepy. Okay, like on a level between Jason and Harvey Weinstein. You were pretty close to Jason.
I don't have a houseplant anywhere near me, so I guess I should be closer to Jason.
Yeah. Oh, relevant jokes that. But anyhow,
I feel dirty just making that joke.
You didn't even make it. That was me.
No, the houseplant joke, that was me.
Oh, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I feel dirty making that joke.
Fair point. But anyhow, we're going to talk about some cults for you. And I guess we'll start it off as the, Cult 101. I guess that's not really... We're going to ease you into some cult stuff here. I don't think we're going to talk on, any of these death cults, because that's just a downer.
Plus, there's so many of them.
Yeah. It's so many. Why the fuck talk about something that's always there?
Yeah.
So, what we're going to start with right now, folks? We're going to talk about a good old cult, quote-unquote cult, that was formed in 1954, called the Bilderberg Group.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people are going to argue that, hey, this actually isn't a cult, it's just a meeting of the minds, if you will. But you know what? Who would say that? The fucking Illuminati. And these guys are like the precursor to the fucking Illuminati, okay? The mainstream Illuminati, if you will.
Yeah.
But this is a meeting. It always takes place somewhere in Europe. I want to say it's like Switzerland or some hoity-toity fucking gathering.
I think it's the Netherlands, but somewhere up in Europe.
Yeah, fuck that.
Somewhere up there.
Actually, this Thursday, last year, so last June, it was in Dresden, Germany. So okay. It changes.
Yeah, it changed. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyhow, that year, for instance, for all you guys that are curious, not many Americans or prominent Americans, I guess you could say, made it there, if you will. But some of the guys that did make it to the last one, which I believe was 2016, I couldn't find any information on the 2017 one because it's the fucking Illuminati and they don't want us to know about it. But anyway, a couple of senators went. The LinkedIn CEO went. NBC News sent some people. You know what I mean? So it's definitely all about wealthy people. I guess not wealthy, but influential people from around the world. You got people that are, movers and shakers of the world, if you will, for lack of a better term, all meeting in one fucking spot and just getting together and talking about world events. And, it's fucking crazy to me because, nobody knows what they're going to talk about until they release it. Okay? And, nobody from the press is ever allowed, more or less. That NBC guy, he wasn't a reporter. He was just an owner of NBC, if you will, or, a high-ranking official.
Yeah.
So nobody ever breaks news on what has, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just these guys get together and talk about world stuff. Now, back in the day, it was more a cult thing than it is now, because now there's this thing called fucking optics that everybody wants to strive for. But back in the 50s, they're like, fuck everybody, we're going to do our own thing.
Yeah.
So they talked about world events. Who knows, I don't even want to get into it because I could talk for days about this stuff, about potential things they could have talked about. Because even back then there were some Russians going to these things, and Americans were going. Like Cold War alarm bells going off right there. Put on your fucking tinfoil hats, guys, because it's like, come on, how can we be in a fucking Cold War and influential people from both of our countries go to something like this and then not talk about stuff.
I actually just went to their website, the Bilderbergmeetings.org. And I went into the meetings tab and I actually found June 1st, 2017, the 65th Bilderberg meeting. It was going to take place the 1st through the 4th of June in 2017 in Chantilly, Virginia, USA.
Oh, what the fuck? Because whatever I was looking at said fucking Germany. So basically I went meetings, and there's 2 sections. Yes, 2016 was in Dresden, Germany. But if you go to the latest meetings, it shows meeting 2015, 2016, and meeting 2017. You click on the 2017, and that's where I got it. They've got 13 topics that they were going to be discussing. Number 1, can you take a guess as to what it was? Without looking at the page, of course. Honestly, I'd probably say this whole America First type deal.
Kind of. It was number 1, the Trump administration, a progress report. So kind of.
Because that affected a lot of people, this whole America First type deal.
Oh, but yeah. I mean, positives and negatives for all of it. But yeah, it does affect a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the transatlantic relations, options and scenarios. The transatlantic defense alliance, bullets, bites, and bucks. The direction of the EU, the European Union. And then they staged a question. Can globalization be slowed down? Which is an interesting topic all in its own.
Yeah. Like, how you guys cannot tell me that this is some New World Order type shit. Okay?
The war on information. Why is populism growing? Russia in the international order. The Near East. Nuclear proliferation. Some crazy shit.
That's also some pretty fucking big words for you and I to be talking about. But we're going to fucking keep doing it.
Well, I want to throw out my card here. My dad is an English teacher, and he does have his master's in English, so I know words. Does that mean I can communicate well? No, hell no. There's no way in hell I would ever be able to. I mean, I like to speak wrong so that it pisses him off just because it's funny.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? He's your dad.
Exactly. But the last one on here I find kind of interesting. The last one is current events. I mean, technically, they're talking about all current events. All of this stuff is current events, But they just made a general section. Right. Like, just let's talk about what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. But see, it's like, do we really know if this is what they're talking about? Like, come on, guys.
No, we don't. We definitely don't.
But this is the most, quote unquote, real form of the Illuminati that anybody can ever dig up. We could talk about the fucking Illuminati as a cult, because that's definitely a fucking cult. But you know what? We're here on this show to bring you some real facts about really fucking stupid people. Okay? Yeah. I don't know that the Bilderberg people are fucking stupid. I'll call them stupid. Doesn't make them fucking stupid. Okay? So before, we start naming some more names, we're going to talk about some really, really fucking stupid people here, guys.
So
I'm gonna turn the podcast over for the next little bit. If we want to keep talking about the Bilderbergs, we can. But I'm kind of interested to see about how our in-house resident expert on the flat earthers, what he has to say about shit. Really is.
It's really interesting to me. Okay.
Well, how can it not be interesting?
By the way,
these motherfuckers are denying a principal fact about Earth in the face of sheer evidence
Well, it's so that there is interesting to me. But what I find the most interesting is the fact that there's not that many of them. In the grand scheme of things, yes, they are gaining. You know, Tila Tequila. Who's
God,
the
I haven't
rapper?
heard that name in fucking ever.
Yeah, no, there's a rapper that thinks it's there. Oh man, I'm drawing blanks on names, but there, you know, some high level celebrities, and athletes have come out and said that. Now, there is reason to believe that one of those athletes that came out and said it he was joking about it, but who really knows?
Fucking Kyrie wasn't
it was Kyrie Irving? Yes,
yeah.
I was drawing a blank. Thank you. Who knows? But what I find really interesting, they don't have a huge following. In all reality, they really don't. They're not a huge group. But how easy it is to stumble across them is what shocks me. Because I was literally watching Minecraft Let's Play videos, and the next thing that pops up on YouTube is a fucking Flat Earth video. And it went from me
honestly, though,
literally not paying attention to what was going on the screen.
Minecraft's kind of flat. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you're the one that does the whole gaming Minecraft stuff, so you know more than I do.
Yeah, I would throw that over to the game theorists because they did a whole theory on if Minecraft was actually flat or if it was a globe or if it was a big cube, as far as the world goes. But what I find interesting is the fact that it just kind of pops up out of nowhere. I mean, you can literally be watching a video on how to talk to giraffes and have a flat Earth video come up next.
Wait, have you watched one of those videos?
Yes, I have. I've seen.
I want to know how to talk to giraffes.
I couldn't tell you how to get back to that video or what the video name was, but I have watched something similar to that.
Fair enough.
And the much time I've spent on YouTube, I've run into some strange stuff.
Who hasn't gone down a fucking rabbit hole on YouTube before?
Oh, there is no rabbit hole like this or the fucking Satanists. You know, the people that think Satan is everywhere and Satan's, you know, in our media and everything.
Oh, he's knocking on my door right now, guys. You don't hear that?
Apparently Pokemon is satanic. I mean, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the frickin' flat Earth. It's so amazing. I mean, one of the best questions I've ever seen was Elon Musk asked it.
Oh,
and he asked,
fucking great.
If the Earth is flat, why isn't Mars flat? And the Flat Earth Society Twitter account was like, well, we've seen Mars to be round. Well, wouldn't that alone, I mean, I understand that being some different place could not necessarily equate it, but if that is a sphere and every other planet is a sphere and we have seen it with our own physical eyes, wouldn't we have seen a flat planet out there?
Well, yeah. I mean, this isn't fucking the days of Columbus. No. We have a goddamn International Space Station floating around our country, or our Earth at this rate. You know, we're floating around our fucking Earth, taking pictures. How is that not fucking round? We put a guy on the goddamn fucking moon, and he took pictures of the Earth.
Well, the whole idea of it is that it's...
Sorry, let me walk that back. We debatably put a man on the moon.
Yeah, because they would claim that it didn't happen.
He took quote-unquote pictures, okay?
And I actually just, right before we actually got started, I was watching the dumbest flat Earth video that I've ever seen, and it was just saying, it was talking about how NASA launched a, I don't remember the name of the satellite, but it was a satellite that essentially helped communicate with the people in Antarctica, and provided somewhat of a very early form of telecommunications that way. And this was back in the 60s.
Okay.
Which is why I say it's an early form of telecommunications, you know, very long distance satellite communications. But one of the things that NASA said was that the spacecraft was able to have a high-speed high speed, kind of. It was a very intermittent connection, but basically this guy was claiming that NASA was lying to us because he said, or NASA states that this had like basically an internet connection, what we call an internet connection, to where they could send information, video, and that type of stuff from the satellite down to Earth. And he's claiming the internet was not a thing in the 60s. And if you really look it up, yes, it was. It was a thing. But the internet...
Yeah, because it was all like fucking government type
It was a government,
back in the 60s.
We would not have had the internet had the government not created it. You know, in all honesty. The government created it for their personal use.
Is that?
Yeah, right? Do we want to go down a rabbit hole again and talk about how the government is conspiracy theory? No, but so that just kind of blew my mind. No, the government created the internet. Otherwise, we wouldn't have what we see in front of us today. You know,
exactly.
The communications between computers. Yes, they had computers back then. How did the computers talk to each other? By networks. You know what a network is? It's essentially the internet. I mean, it's like interconnected computers sending and receiving information.
Yeah, I'm glad you cut me off there because I was about to say something really fucking stupid. So we're gonna pretend like that never happened.
But
move on. But
I do want to.
Before you talk about some more flat earther stuff, drop some more knowledge. I want to drop my one tidbit of knowledge about the flat earthers that I know.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, you could say everything bad about these guys that you want. They're fucking idiots because obviously they believe in something that's not true. However, these flat earthers, folks, are I don't know. I don't want to say the largest group, but a very much so a group that wholeheartedly believes in climate change. So they do their best to try and fight anything that is changing the climate, you know, pollution and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason that they're so heavily invested in this topic, and it ties very much into the flat earth, is because they believe that if global warming continues on its trend, the ice caps at the edge of the world will melt, causing a flood that will kill everybody.
Yeah.
Because
and you know what is even greater about all of this?
One second. Because quote unquote, once the ice caps melt, there's nothing holding the Earth in.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll just go away. Like that's what their argument is.
That hurts my brain. that really hurts my brain.
On the other side of these ice caps, it's just nothing. And once they go away, that's the only thing holding us here.
One of my favorite things about this is not so they can't even come up with a theory that goes across all of them, because some of them believe that there's this ring of ice around it. Some believe that it's actually a dome and the entire sky is held within this dome.
They believe the sky is fake?
They believe the sky is actually just kind of like...
these people are morons.
Oh my God, yeah, no. And they believe that the moon is fake and that it's actually a projection onto this dome. And one of their points is that the only reason we see rainbows from like water vapor and that type of stuff and an arc is because it's reflecting off the dome. Which, I mean, just doesn't... I mean, really...
But if I didn't know we were living in a fucking Stephen King novel. Jesus Christ, guys.
No, like... And so basically the dome goes down and stops at where the oceans are around the outside of the Earth. And so that takes the place of these ice walls in some of these. And
so in their mind, how do they get to fucking Hawaii then?
I don't know.
But like, I'm asking the real questions. You know?
I mean, there's so many things. Like I saw one, and in fact, I want to bring this guy up because I actually talked to him on Twitter. Professor Stick. If you have not seen his videos and you want to see some of these talking points, truly debunked by somebody that is way smarter than either of us, then definitely go check out Professor Stick. I think he's a very knowledgeable person. He makes some very funny comments and some very attacking comments towards these people. But sometimes that's the only way to get into their rock of a skull, to get them to actually think for themselves, and understand the evidence that the earth is round,
Yeah. Because how can you deny that? Like, come on, guys. Like, if we're going to say the earth is flat, that takes away one of my best, like, I am sober lines ever.
What's that?
Oh, like, if I'm ever, like, standing upright and kind of, moving side to side or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, Max, you're fucking drunk. You're swaying side to side. You're moving. I was like, of course I'm fucking moving. The earth moves. But if the earth's flat, I can't fucking do that.
No, because in this whole model, this idea that the earth is flat, that's the whole idea. It's it's not a heliocentric model, right? It's the
oh, Jesus Christ. Let's fucking
basically
talk.
I don't remember the word, the true word, and I would have to look it up, but it's basically the earth-centric model is what it means. Yeah. Helio,
let's go.
Meaning the sun.
Let's go fucking talk to Galileo or whatever the hell his name is.
I also found out this is pretty interesting.
Eons ago, knew that the earth wasn't flat.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. And we're in fucking 2018 now. People eat Tide Pods for shits giggles, okay? Okay, that's not a good argument to make.
I did
see anybody intelligent enough to eat a Tide Pod would believe the earth is flat.
I did see one of the greatest memes in terms of the whole Tide Pod challenge deal. And it was a painting of Adam and Eve. And instead of the apple, it was a Tide Pod. And it said Adam and Eve partaking of the forbidden fruit. And it said colorized. And it was one the spicy meme.
Spicy meatball.
It's a one spicy meme. I loved it. But yeah, so they believe not only is the earth flat, but it's the center of the universe. And that the sun itself, now in some models, this is different because some people believe different portions of this, but basically it all comes down to one point, that the flat earth is the center of the universe. Most of the time, the sun is only like 6,000 miles above our heads. And it's not nearly as big as it is in real life. And that in the terms of the ice wall belief, the moon itself is only 6,000 miles above our heads.
Huh.
And the moon and the sun are the same size.
Jesus Christ, these people are morons.
Yeah, and that's how the earth or the moon can blot out the sun. And it's
relative distance, guys. Come on, relative distance. We know this stuff.
We did this in freaking middle school.
No, fuck that shit. We did it in kindergarten. If you put your thumb in front of your nose and your finger down the other side, they look the same size. Because it's relative distance.
If you hold your arm out at arm's length, your thumb can block out the clock on the other side of the room.
Exactly.
Why? Perception. It's easy. It's literally right in front of you. But no, that's even the smallest. So basically, this whole flat Earth society, which I guess we could call a cult, can't we? We can call them a cult.
Well, yeah. Just because they call themselves a society doesn't make them any difference than a goddamn fucking cult.
We could call them a cult. So basically, the Flat Earth Society states that NASA and the UN are trying to make us idiots, make us out for idiots, and say that the UN logo, where it's a North Pole looking down, above the North Pole looking down at the Earth, flat model, that's how the Earth actually looks. Why? And this is the easiest question. Why in the hell would NASA and the UN go to such great lengths to keep us from knowing about the flat Earth?
Don't get me started, man.
Faking globe Earth pictures from the space.
Don't get me started on talking about the government.
No,
I fucking put on my tinfoil hat before this episode.
But my whole idea is, why would they go into such great detail just to have a logo that shows the actual version of the Earth? That doesn't make sense.
Why? Why did the government cover up Roswell? Nobody ever knows.
Well, no.
See what I mean? The government does a lot of shady stuff. It's probably the Bilderbergs. It's the goddamn Bilderbergs.
It's the goddamn Bilderbergs. Everything's coming.
Yes. It's the goddamn Bilderbergs because, they're
Scientology
in the UN.
has it right.
Yeah. They're in the fucking UN. They're in the fucking United States government. They could be some NASA dudes. There could be some UN dudes who are just like, you know what? We're going to convince the people that the world isn't flat, but it actually is. But we're going to convince them that it's not, just so they look like a bunch of fucking morons.
Okay, here's
that's some next level shit right there.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, so Earth's gravity is an illusion, is what they say. Objects do not accelerate downward. Instead, the disk Earth accelerates upwards at 32 feet per second. So basically, everything is moving up in relativity to us. So basically, from us, standing on the Earth, it going to the sky. And that's how we keep down to the ground. Okay.
God, fuck people.
And one of my favorite, well, I don't want to say favorite, one of my least knowledgeable ways to debunk gravity, as far as coming from the flat Earth, because I definitely don't believe this, is that jumping alone disproves gravity. And it's like, why do you stop moving up if you jump?
Because you're fat?
No. In reality, what causes you to decelerate?
Gravity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why when you jump do you slow down and then stop and then turn back and start accelerating down to the ground?
But
the whole idea of this Earth moving up, keeping us to the ground, if you jumped, you wouldn't move down, the Earth would, it's...
Yeah, if you're being pulled up by something, you jump and it'll be like a fucking space jump. You just keep going.
Exactly.
And going.
So there's a lot of this. So, and here's another great thing. Both the sun and the moon are spheres measuring 32 miles. I'm guessing in diameter, because it doesn't actually state this. This is a science website.
What's the sentence?
Earth's day and night cycle is explained by positioning that the sun and moon are spheres measuring 32 miles that move in circles 3,000 miles above the plane of the Earth. So there's 3,000 miles. I've heard 6,000 miles. So somewhere in there.
But so the proclaimers could be right. We could walk 5,000 miles. Yeah. Okay.
No, 500 miles.
Oh.
I would walk 500 miles.
No, yeah.
And I would walk 500 more.
Yeah. Okay.
We could do that. 500
that's a
miles.
Swing and a miss on a reference there.
That was
swing and a big old miss.
It's all good. But yeah, so that all. The other thing is that they state that if the Earth was a globe and was rotating the way it does, because it moves basically from our perception of east to our perception of west. Is basically how it spins.
And also that song does say 1,000 miles. I was just incorrect.
It was 500, and I would walk 500 more just to be the man that walked 1,000 miles.
Yes. I was referencing 1,000 miles.
Oh, okay. Well, technically, you were right in the whole 1,000. You were incorrectly stating how many thousand.
Incorrectly put the 5.
Yeah.
Put the 5.
We're fine. You're fine.
All right, guys. We talk about the real shit here on this show. The real shit.
We're a clusterfuck. Like in all reality, we're a clusterfuck.
But we're the greatest fucking clusterfuck on the internet.
Yes, exactly. At least we believe the Earth is round.
Yes. Just like my belly, folks.
Yeah,
the Earth
man,
is round.
we've got some kegs going on here. We don't have 6-packs. We've got kegs.
Oh, new phrase there. If somebody calls me fat,
Yeah.
I don't have a 6-pack. I got a keg.
I got a keg.
It
makes you feel better about yourself.
Ooh.
You're lugging. Nobody likes it when you bring a 6-pack to a party, but if you bring a keg, you're the hero.
Yeah.
So
I bring a keg everywhere I go.
Exactly.
Because I'm that fat.
But yeah, so one of their talking points is that flying from the west to the east would be the hardest and would be the most gas using way, because you would have to go against the actual curve of the Earth, like as the Earth is curving, and you would have to fight that. And
interesting.
What astonishes me is that they don't take into a sense of relativity. Einstein's theory of relativity answers that question. It's not a matter of Earth is rotating, and if we jump, the Earth is just going to keep rotating under us. We're going to rotate with the Earth because of relativity. And relative to us, the Earth is not moving because the Earth is moving all of us at the same time as it's moving.
Well, yeah.
So in all reality, when you're flying from west to east, you're not actually fighting against the Earth's spin.
Yeah, hey, that makes a lot of sense, though.
Now, this is a very dumbed down version of all this stuff, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And to get a much better and much more well thought out version, obviously go check out Professor Stick. There's several other ones. I don't want to just limit it to him, because there's several other, people that debunk the flat Earth videos, and he does a bunch of other debunking videos. But I came across his channel and I was just really enjoying it, and I wanted to kind of give him a call out. But
no, hey, fair enough. If you want somebody that will actually more relatively about what they're talking about than us, sure, go check them out. I'm about to.
Oh yeah, fantastic. I get a kick out of him. I think he's a great content creator. He's only got like 60,000 subscribers, something like that. Definitely deserves more. But I can see him. From the last week, he's gained several thousand subscribers since I started watching him in the last couple weeks. So in theory, he's growing. He's very up and coming. Yes, but
up and coming. That you heard it here, folks. This dude, Professor Stick, up and coming. You heard it here on the 101 Things Under the Sun podcast. That's what we do. We bring relevant, up-to-date info for you fucking listeners, you loyal listeners.
You hear that from a 7-subscriber channel.
Yeah. Doesn't fucking matter who listens to us. If you listen to us, you're going to be hearing the breaking news, the things that happen first. You're going to hear them here. Just like they fucking are going to remodel the goddamn Green Monster in Fenway. You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
Whether it's true or not relevant. Not relevant. But you heard it here first, okay?
Oh my gosh.
We'll break every news bulletin to you, real or fake.
Exactly, yeah. But so basically, I guess to sum this all up, the best way to sum it all up is going back to the Elon Musk tweet. If the Earth is flat, why do we consider Mars to be round?
Because it doesn't have water?
No, their response is because we've seen it round.
No, I know that. Okay. That's strike 2, Max. Another joke landed, and or another joke thrown out there, and very proceeded to whiff. Okay. So we know BrownieBits is not receptive to jokes today, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just shocked. I'm in shock and awe of how dumb some of this stuff is. Also, the dinosaurs walked around with humans in the Garden of Eden 6,000 years ago.
Well, yeah. Everybody knows that. It's in my history book.
What history book? The Bible?
No, just my history book.
Just your history book?
Yeah, it's Old Man Hoodrich's book of history. You know, the dinosaurs are here. Hitler rode a dinosaur into the Battle of the Bulge. You never read any of that?
No, I didn't.
Come on, man.
You need to send me a copy of this because I definitely want to read this.
Oh, it's a doozy. It's a doozy. I'll send you a copy. Because right now there's only a handful on this earth, and they're highly protected. The government raided me and took all but one, my original.
The Bilderberg group raided
you.
No,
it definitely was the Bilderbergs. No, I wasn't wearing my tinfoil hat that day when I started talking about it. That's how they found out.
That's how they found out?
That's how they got me. That's how they got me.
Well, to sum it all up, guys, the earth is flat. The Bilderberg group is Illuminati, and they're coming after all of our kids.
Yeah. And the Bilderberg group is the Illuminati. The
Illuminati is the Illuminati. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Hitler rode a T-Rex into the Battle of the Bulge.
Yes, he did.
So, to sum it up here, you heard it first.
Oh, yeah.
On the 101 Things Under the Sun podcast.
Are we right? That's up for you to decide.
You can decide all you want.
Mm-hmm. Because in Trump's America, all facts are debatable.
And I do want to throw in...
Was that too much? That too much?
No,
that might have been too much.
I don't think so. I do want to throw in a little clip from this Professor Stick video. And I'll throw it in right now because I think it just kind of sums up the whole cringe conspiracy that we've talked about, this flat Earth, and then we can move on.
Fair enough. For your viewing pleasure, folks, here it is.
Anyway, let's roll.
Water, when unmanipulated, is to find its level. So whether you look at a cup of water, a bathtub, a swimming pool, a lake, or the ocean, it's flat. Of course, natural motion is not considered and doesn't equal a curve.
Okay, first of all, water finding its own level means that water will always even out. In other words, it will take the shape of its container. This is used for small-scale containers, such as a cup. Just because the water becomes flat in a scale so tiny compared to the entire Earth doesn't mean the Earth is flat. This is highly misleading for larger bodies, such as oceans, where the water will have a convex curve around the Earth. You just simply don't see this on a large enough scale to notice the curvature. The Earth is big as fuck. You can't just claim that the Earth appears to be flat just from the naked eye. Not to mention, there's a lot of science that revolves around the ball Earth model. For example, during war, battleships have to take into account the curvature of the Earth in order to more accurately calibrate their cannons. Lighthouses have to be tall in order to be spotted by ships. The list goes on. In fact, there's so much proof of the ball Earth that it deserves a video by itself.
We have 0 authentic pictures of it.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. I definitely enjoy Professor Stick for sure. But to kind of end this segment, this whole Flat Earth Society, I want to get into a little riddle that, from my understanding, doesn't technically have an answer, but doesn't technically not have an answer at the same time.
So what you're telling me is that you're not smart enough to know the answer to this riddle.
I'm not smart enough to know the answer to this riddle. And I would have to watch a 7-minute and 21-second video on what the answer is. Mm-hmm. And I really don't want to do that right now.
So when I come up with the answer, you're going to be impressed. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay. There's no option for me getting it wrong because that's probably what's going to happen. That's just a fact of life.
So basically, Elon Musk, as we've come full circle, obviously right back into Elon Musk. He has asked a question that he loves to ask in interviews. Can you solve this? And this is the question. You're standing on the surface of the Earth. You walk 1 mile south, 1 mile west, 1 mile north. You end up exactly where you started. Where are you?
Oh, Jesus. This is worse than the fucking borderline question or whatever the hell it was. Fucking week 1. You goddamn piece of shit. I don't fucking know. You go 1 mile south, 1 mile west, and 1 mile north. I don't know. You end up back in time? Yeah. That's my answer. You end up back in fucking time because a fucking mile south, a mile west, and then a mile north, you end up at a fucking DeLorean dealership, buy a goddamn DeLorean, and go back in time, Back to the Future style.
Yeah.
Also, that's only because DeLoreans are going to start selling again. So I wanted to throw that in there.
There you go. My only answer that I can guess. Now, I'm not very scientifically speaking, but the only answer that I would have is the North Pole or the South Pole.
Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense.
You know?
But not as much as my DeLorean theory.
Not as much as your DeLorean theory, no.
Yes. 86 miles, so Marty. 86
Elon
miles
Musk.
an hour, Marty.
Elon Musk, here is your answer. The DeLorean. That is the answer.
Yeah. Send it to him. I'm going to get a job at Tesla.
I'm going... I will message him right now. Well, after this is done.
Actually, let's send that answer to Warren Buffett, because I could totally be the next Warren Buffett.
There you go. Yeah.
So he is announcing his hair or whatever. I don't know if he already did that, but that was in the news recently.
We could still tell him it, and he can be impressed, and he can give us some money.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple $100 million. Nothing too bad.
Yeah, that's piddly change for him.
That's pocket change. Mm-hmm. That's what he keeps in his mattress.
Yeah. Just throw us $500,000. That's fine.
That's 500,000. Hell yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take that. Anyways, so flat Earth really just irks me. It grinds my gears. Yeah. It makes me angry, and all that.
And you know what, guys? You know what else makes me angry?
Yeah.
All right, we need some theme. We need some theme music right here, guys.
Music.
We need to come up with some theme music for Old Man Rants, because that's what's about to fucking happen. And you know what this week's topic is?
Oh.
Fucking ducks / geese. They're the fucking worst, okay? I don't know if you could hear it on your end, all you loyal listeners out there, but these goddamn fucking ducks / geese, because I really don't know what they are, at my goddamn apartment complex. Oh my fucking God, are they the worst? And you know who is the culprit? The fucking lady that lives across the lake from me. Because she fucking feeds them, and as a reward for her son being good, she lets him feed the goddamn fucking ducks. Okay? And that's why the goddamn fucking ducks are out here day in and day out fucking shitting on my goddamn porch. I fucking step in duck shit, geese shit, you name it. Any kind of shit that falls from the air, I step in it on a daily basis, and it fucking pisses me off in the morning. Way more than it probably should, because my shoes fucking smell now, and I have to clean my shoes on a daily basis, which is a lot of fucking work for me. Okay, guys? And you know what? There's almost zero good that comes from having ducks in our world. Okay? What the fuck does a duck do for us? Absolutely nothing except for shit all over our world. Okay? They make a lot of noise. They keep me up at night. So fuck them. Let me buy a goddamn Pelican and fucking sit on my second floor window, open the goddamn thing up, and I'm going to fucking shoot every goddamn fucking duck there is. Hey, and if you heard that, they fucking shut up as soon as I started talking. So goddamn that they're self-aware.
They know.
I got to put my tinfoil hat back on to protect me from all this shit that's about to hit me.
It's the Bilderberg group.
Hey, the ducks are about to fucking come at Max, and Max is going to fucking fight back. I'll go out there with my goddamn pocket knife and start trying to mutilate some goddamn fucking ducks because they're that fucking annoying.
Oh, God, I love Old Man Rants. Oh, God, I love it.
Also, geese fucking suck because they inconvenience you for no fucking reason. Oh, hey, I just want to walk on the sidewalk. What's this geese do? Hell no. You're by me, I'm going to fucking attack you. And little segue. Has that happened to Max before? Yes, it has. I've been attacked by fucking geese, and it is terrible. It is awful. I will rate a geese attack just underneath a turkey attack. And as bad as that sounds, if you guys think that doesn't happen, both those things have fucking happened to me. I've been attacked by a fucking turkey. Fuck this whole ducks, geese thing. Fuck all birds. Birds are the fucking worst, other than the goddamn bald eagle, because that's just majestic.
Yes.
I don't even want to get into how many fucking stories I have about me being attacked / traumatized by fucking birds. And I have never even seen fucking Albert Hitchcock's movie, The Birds. Maybe I should, and then all this fucking bird-related shit won't happen to me. God.
Well, guys, if you want...
Shut the fuck up, you birds! Jesus. God.
Oh, I can't handle this. Oh, my gosh. If you want to hear more old man rants, make sure you throw that down in the comments below, because we definitely... I love it.
God, these things won't fucking shut up.
Do you want to get some bad jokes in here?
Yes, but you can go ahead and go first, because I'm still a little too angry.
Okay. I got one for you that's going to kind of tie into this. So, I heard Mars has no atmosphere. Can we create an atmosphere by dimming the lights and playing some smooth jazz?
That's pretty good. That's good.
Uh-huh.
That's good. Oh, that's a good one. All right, I got a question for you. What is orange and rhymes with parrot?
What?
A carrot.
Okay. Is that it?
Well, yeah, that's orange and rhymes with parrot. Am I like, how is that?
I didn't know if there was going to be some fun wordplay at the end of that or not.
No, just a fucking carrot.
Why did the tomato blush?
I don't know.
Because it saw the salad dressing.
Good one. All right, I got another one for you. Why did the female rooster cross the road?
Why?
Because she wanted to see what that cock could do.
Oh, that's a great one. That's that's a great one.
Never have I heard a better take on a cock-a-doodle-doo than that.
No, not. That's the best one. Well, do you have any other ones? Because I got one last one.
Oh, go for it.
All right. What's red and bad for your teeth?
I don't know.
A brick.
Oh, that's good.
All right, guys. Well, unless you have something else to add to this wonderful conversation there, old man.
Well, I got one more joke if you want. I just came up with it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Hey, have you heard that joke about construction?
No.
Never mind. I don't want to tell you anymore. I'm still working on it.
That's very true. Oh my gosh, Indiana construction never gets done.
Yeah,
they're always working on that shit.
From the civil engineer guys, a construction joke, just like waterfalls from the sky when it rains, or like duck shit on my porch.
Well, yep. All right, well, guys, I think that just about does it. We had a wonderful conversation about some cults, the Bilderberg Group, and the Flat Earth Society. That was so much fun. And then we got another fantastic old man rant. Definitely enjoyed that one. And as always, you can find us on Twitter at 101UnderTheSun. And you can find me at BrownieBits450. And you can find the old man at MyGoodsAreRich. Definitely come and check us out. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this, and also hit that like button. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here like the Heaven's Gate. And
clever.
Yeah.
I just have to go shoot some ducks. So I mean, to each their own.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get out of here like Heaven's Gate, and then you can go shoot some ducks.
Yes. And then the Heaven's Gate guys will probably come get me because I'm not wearing my tinfoil hat. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that's probably. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.